Yes, unfortunately, it is so. And I think sometimes or many times people would know about radiation, the ionizing radiation side. Say, for instance, people diagnosed with cancer when they received radiotherapy or chemotherapy, they would know that the radiation side of what their bodies would receive, it may have a negative impact on their fertility. So they would take precautionary measures. Unfortunately, not many people are acknowledging or are aware of what is happening with the exponential increase in electropollution in our environments of non-ionizing radiation. So that's a lower energy part of the electromagnetic spectrum, but that's the radiation coming from our cell phones, our Wi-Fi, the cell phone towers, now 5G, smart meters, all those kind of things are now contributing to what we experience on a low level, and sometimes we can't see it. But unfortunately, our body cells are actually absorbing it, and day by day, because it's accumulative as well, it's a kind of a toxicity that our bodies will experience over time. And therefore, on the fertility side, the sperm cells, the reproductive organs, the reproductive systems, that's all part of our vital organs and vital systems. And that's actually where, say, for instance, cell phones and tablets and laptops, it's all here in our laps. And that's why it does have a negative impact on infertility. And especially, there's a lot of stuff already done on the male infertility with the sperm cells and their motility and their forms and so forth. It's a little bit more tricky for the females because we are so exposed to it. You don't want to add unnecessary exposure to those areas. You would know the breasts as well, your mammograms and those kind of things. So for sure, it does have a negative impact on our infertility or fertility, depending how you see it. Unfortunately, not specifically in South Africa around case studies or research already being done or published. But I think, as what I normally say, is we don't need to wait for South African to say we are also human and therefore it also has a negative impact on us and we don't have research money. So now in the meantime, we just go on and go with the flow. And then later on, we will realize, oh no, that was not good. Because we are humans, we embrace all the technology that the rest of the world is embracing. So for sure, we will have the same impact on our bodies because we are human. So we don't need to wait for specific South African studies. And the statistics, on the other hand, they are already telling us that it's on the increase, the infertility rates. So it's close between 15 and 20%, or 1 out of 6 couples are experiencing challenges around getting pregnant. You know, so it's on the increase, and then people would talk to you about possible factors contributing to the increase, but they don't know or don't mention yet it's electropollution in our environments. That's definitely a huge contributing factor to the increase in infertility rate and miscarriages and so forth. Yeah. Yes, and that is in other words, starting when you start planning actually to become pregnant. It's already starting there because you would realize how minute the sperm cell and the egg cells are. And if you think of where it's starting, and it's all in our womb. It's here where we put our laptops, and laptops are supposed to be 15 centimeters away from your body. And they are a laptop is not supposed to be on your lap. So for sure, it should start already there to take all cell phones, laptops, computers, tablets, as far as possible away from your body. Because distance, it does help. I mean, the impact and the exposure levels will be lower. Versus, you can also have an electrosmog meter, for instance, where you can measure the electro levels. But there are also other stuff, the Huawei products, where we are manufacturing a range of products that we call Huawei to create a world of well-being and wellness with anti-radiation or radiation shielded materials. So for instance, there are this kind of body shield that you can use, and you can cover it up if you want to, and actually you need to cover up your thyroid gland, because that has also a huge impact on the hormones in your body. Or you can have the mummy and baby blanket that's reversible on top of your tummy when you don't, well, even if you just sit in front of computers doing your work, because you don't have a choice to be exposed then to the radiation. So now, what now? What's the next step? So take precautionary measures, and inside here is the anti-radiation shielded materials. There are also smaller items like a cell phone pouch, a leather cell phone pouch, where, especially if you need to put your cell phone, well, don't ever do it in your breast, because that is already showing in your bra an increase in cancer. For infertility, there's just a pocket shield, just to put it in your pocket if you really need to carry your cell phone on your body, and you need to have it on. Ideally, if you need to have it, put it on flight mode, and just put it off when you need to do a phone call, for instance, so that, because knowing your phone is actually radiating all the time, because it's looking for all the signals all the time. And if it's Wi-Fi added to that, it's adding to all the pulsed radiation in your direct environment. We also have a cell phone pouch, a material one, that is a little bit less effective than the leather one, but it all contains the anti-radiation material only on one side, so that your cell phone can still function properly. So there's also a laptop shield. Now that is also something not supposed to be on your lap, but you can add it, if you don't like the body shield, there's also a double body shield, the professional one, that is actually front and back, and it's also reversible. So it is all depending on your circumstances. If you really need to keep on working, that many of us need to do, but what precautionary measures can we take then? And these are the kind of products that you can add to your environment, so that you can protect you and your unborn baby, because it does have a negative impact on the development, even most probably the myelin sheaths of your baby's brain cells. So yeah, it's definitely worthwhile to take note of that and start taking precautionary measures, not only with nutrition and all the other realities of being a healthy and wonderful mom, but really looking after yourself and your unborn baby's development. Yeah, I think I've just mentioned this electrosmog meter. You do get other types, but this one is the Cornet one specifically. That's it. So there are actually different ones. This one is measuring the electric fields, the electromagnetic fields, as well as the magnetic fields, electromagnetic and magnetic. So this radiation, also the radio waves coming from cell phones and Wi-Fi. So there are different types of how you can put it on, and it can take off an alarm when it's actually screaming when the radiation is too high. So it's actually a very nice one to confirm where are the areas in your environment, direct environment, where the levels are very high, and how you can manage it or change the environment or put the Wi-Fi router in another space, or actually use rather network cables, because then it's at least the least than the Wi-Fi. You know, there are many precautionary measures, but this is a very good thing to make it visible, to make that invisible visible in our environments.